Hey guys, welcome back to the test server. Today we are going to be looking at a Bloodhound build. Now the Bloodhound is a new tier 4 unit in the cycle archetype, which when you sell something, stocks a copy of that after you sold it into the shop, and that works 1, 2, or 3 times. Now in general that's just good for getting more of whatever it is you need. So like, if you're selling, if you get a blue-ringed octopus and sell that, oh man, you can get more of that. Just kind of doubles it. It's a nice thing to have. But when compared to the other cycle pets that are used pretty much to help out things like see an enemy or maybe buffalo builds, I would argue it's fairly comparable. Like with a goat, it's pretty similar to a goat. You're probably getting more value than you would from a shrimp, which makes sense since shrimp is tier 2. But today we're going to be using it with the owl, and we get a bloodhound right here. And along with the owl, we are going to be using it with the sea anemone. Now, sea anemone is strong, and I don't think anyone needs to be told that sea anemone is a pretty nice unit. For those who don't know, sea anemone, when you sell a pet, gives a random friend stats. That's what the old Starfish used to do. They just gave it to a new unit because they were rebranding Starpack to Big Cell, which I think is actually a really fun unit. Like, I prefer new Starfish to old Starfish for sure. We're gonna go against the sloth here. But using owl here is probably an interesting choice because the thing we're selling is a tier 1 that gives +1/+1. It's probably not the strongest choice for a thing to sell. Now, you're getting it consistently with the owl. But we are going to make a hybrid cycle build. This isn't only about stats, it's also about the mouse. And we've got a level 1.5 sea urchin now, and now level 2 because of that very lucky stoat cell. And we've got the level 2 owl, and I've frozen a blue jay. Now that blue jay is going to be our ticket to the full build. We are actually going to be using our bloodhound as a way to get feed triggers and to get cell triggers at the same time. So it's going to be doubling the value for both my blue jay and my sea anemone, which is a great way to keep a cycle build's usual weakness, which is a lack of tempo because of how many units you're using, at bay. So we're getting a lot of tempo, which means a lot of value in battle as opposed to permanent value. And we are also getting a lot of permanent value, as you can see with the already very high stat owl and bloodhound, and the blue jay is just gonna keep on pumping that. And yeah, here we are. Now, another thing that's really nice with bloodhound is things like oyster. That's just more free money. It is nice to be able to choose the thing that you're getting a lot of. And now we've got a level 2 blue jay, and the stats are really going to start pouring in, or they would. So I'm using radish here. Radish is something that allows you to get multiple triggers on something with a feed trigger. As you can see here, now I'm getting 3 mice per turn. That's 3 feeds and 3 cells, so +6/+6. And I'm trying to do the math in my head of how much it adds to blue jay, but quite a bit. But yeah, the radish, since this is a tier 5, ended up giving the blue jay a onion, which lost us that round, because we definitely would have won if it was able to give off its stats. I think I'm going to buy, yes, the albino squirrel here. Now, albino squirrel's great for feeds. So if I want a lot of those, that works. And I'm going to buy the radish and the garlic on this. I think I'll be ending with the garlic, because I don't want to I do not want to have the onion happen again. Now, we've got a very comfortable amount of lives, but I'm not really into risking it. And, I mean, the cell triggers from the Bloodhound are quite enough, but absolutely nothing. I don't think anything other than that unfortunate onion disaster has come even close to beating this team with all the stats that it has. And there we go, we've got a 50-50 after the Blue Jay, and that's just going to persist. We're going to keep getting stronger. I don't even have great protective perks yet, so there's a lot of room for improvement. Just getting all those all those cell and feed triggers. And we've now got a 50-50 Blue Jay, and I'm going to keep feeding it regardless because I want my tempo to keep up. It gets a little scary at this point, drawing there. One thing that's fun, or not fun, depending on how you look at it, with these cycle teams, is that it takes a really long time to finish a game. I don't think this build took me that many attempts, but it probably took me close to as long as the Sunfish Werewolf thing did, just in terms of these games taking a while. And this looks disastrous, but we actually win this because of the crisp that they put on their own team. And I think in partnership with the stats that the Blue Jay gave. We've still got 3 health left, but we're on turn 17. So even for a cycle game, this is going particularly long. But now I'm going to start rolling because I want to get a different feed trigger pet, as I'm finding that we draw again to draw this game out even longer. But I'm looking for another feed trigger so that you can see I'm saving those feeds as well, because the stats on the Blue Jay don't really do that much if you've already got the things behind it to 50-50. Now the sea urchin's an 8-9, so I guess it could hit that, and that's valuable. But I think it would be a lot more valuable if I could find a black bear. And finally we win one, so we only need 2 more wins. And I sell here just so I can get this oysters so that I can roll a whole lot more. And we're still looking. I refreshed the triggers on the Bloodhound, which is a very useful thing you can do, but I didn't get a lot of value out of that this game. And I think we lose this with all the craziness with the Roadrunners. I don't know, Roadrunner's completely broken. I think you can do like a infinite turn with it or something. It's got its work cut out, but now we can do all that feeding that we were hoping to do, and this black bear is going to start removing health from the enemy. I'm still getting mice in the shop at the moment. Oh man. Anubis builds are still pretty crazy, but they've started to take the back seat to some other things, for better or for worse. And here we are, we're still feeding the stuff. I think I'm gonna feed our Blue Jay as well. The stats are a little bit more valuable. We never did end up hitting 50-50 on the Wolverine and the Owl in shop, but we've actually gone long enough now that we're going against a ghost team. I can't remember if the last team's a ghost team or not, but this build does end up working. You can see quite a few feed triggers. This isn't the optimal way to feed or the optimal way to do a cell build, but when you have both, it's actually quite useful. And I keep the farmer cat there, so I could have perhaps used it again, but we don't have to worry about that. They've got 3 level 3. I mean, there's no chance that a ghost team beats us, and we take our win. But yeah, that's what I had today. Thanks for watching.